So, today wasn't so bad. Um, Definitely not as bad as yesterday was. Although I do feel anger. I think I'm going through the stages of grief, to be honest. Hold on, let me turn off the fan. I think I'm going through the stages of grief, and I feel like I'm in anger right now because I just kind of feel mad at everything. I watch these videos about like tips for military wives and things of the sort, and it just makes me so angry because, well, number one, they're supposed to be encouraging, and they're not encouraging because they're talking about, like all the pros and cons, but then all of the cons are like, or all the pros are like, you get to do activities, you get to travel, that kind of thing, and then all the cons are like, you never get to see your husband, you never get to do any of your anniversaries or holidays, or like all the things that are important to me. Those are all the cons. All the things that aren't important to me at all are all the pros. So it angers me so much because I would much rather be with my husband than get anything else. And these women I say because that's the only ones that I've seen videos of, no military husbands or spouses that are husbands. So these women, I don't know if they genuinely think that that's okay and that's, the best part of their life, or if that's just what they're saying to get them through it. Because these women say like, yeah, it's not that bad, you can get through it, but it's not me. And I'm mad because, this is going to be my life. For the next 4 years, this is my life. Of course, I'm probably going to have, I hope that I have more contact than I am now because this is basic, He can't talk to me. But I'm sure there will be deployments. I'm positive that there will be deployments where I don't get as much contact with him as I'd like. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just angry. I'm only a week in, and I'm so angry. Not so much sad right now. I think, yesterday, like I said, I think I'm going through the stages of grief because I'm just angry, and I was sad, and, I bartered with myself, I'm going through all the stages, and I'm waiting for that stage of acceptance, and I'm trying my best to get there quickly because I don't want to feel angry with my husband. I don't want to feel angry with myself, with my life, That just sounds like an awful... I don't want to live like that. So I want to just accept it and move on and make the best out of the situation. And I'm trying. But as everybody knows, it's not that easy, So that's really where I'm at right now. That's how I feel about the whole thing. As for just in general, I feel like I've lost 2 pounds. I have been working out. Last week I worked out 3 times that week, and I have lost 2 pounds. I worked out today. I'm going to be working out tomorrow. I'm worried about it, but also I'm happy because, like, with myself, I feel like I am toning up. With just the week that I've started, I've seen such a difference. The thing I'm worried about is for 2 or 3 days, I barely ate anything. I'm not sleeping at night. I take naps for about 3 to 5 hours here and there. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know if I'm losing the weight because I'm working out, or if I'm losing the weight because I'm just being very unhealthy. And I'm trying to force myself. My mom is helping me force myself to eat. And I'm using melatonin to sleep, and I'm trying to keep on a schedule. And if anybody knows anything about anything, sleeping, you need to have a good sleep schedule in order to be healthy, and I do not have a good sleep schedule at all. And when I don't sleep at night, I try to stay awake all day so I could sleep at night, but I'm so drained, especially after my workout. I felt like I was dragging myself with my trainer today. And we weren't doing that hard of things at all. I just did not feel like I had any energy because I haven't eaten and I haven't slept. And so I just feel so drained, and I feel like I'm going to pass out if I don't go to sleep. Well, then I sleep, and I sleep for 3 or 4 hours. Well, then I'm not tired to go to sleep when I'm supposed to go to sleep. So I really need to get that under control. I'm going to try my hardest not to go to sleep tomorrow, as a nap, and see how that does. But that's kind of the struggles that I'm having right now. I don't feel like eating, and I don't feel like sleeping. I feel hunger, and what I mean by hunger is in my stomach, I feel like boredom hunger. So, like when you get bored, you get hungry, but it's not like you feel hunger pains. It's like, let me just snack on something. And that's what I feel, but as soon as I start eating, I feel gross. I don't feel good about that. And it's not like what I'm eating, because my mom's doing this whole diet thing, and she's using her recipes for like good vegetables and everything, and she made me some food, and I just felt gross. Even though that everything that I'm eating is good, I don't feel good about eating, and I think that's just a mental block that I have in my head, and that's not okay. So yeah, that's kind of the update that I have. A week in, I'm feeling angry. I can't sleep and I can't eat, but I'm trying to push myself through that. I think it's healthy the way I feel about things. It's just not healthy how my body is doing it, because like in my head, I know I need to sleep. I know I need to eat. It's not like I'm purposely doing it. It's not like I don't see the problem with it, because I do. I know that I have a problem. I know that I need to fix it. So why am I not hungry? If in my head I'm like, this is lunchtime, I need to eat. This is dinner time, I need to eat. All I've had is popcorn today. That's not, how do you fix that? I don't know. I'm trying to force myself to eat. Anytime I feel that snacky hungry, I'm trying to force myself to actually eat a meal instead of just snack, because that is what I would rather do, is just snack. Because I don't feel like I could eat a whole meal. And when I snack, it's not like I'm, eating a giant bag of chips. Like, I only eat like a handful, because that's all my stomach wants to take. And I know it's not healthy, because I really, in order to work out, which I need to be doing, I need to have those carbs, I need to have that protein, I need that. How am I going to get that if I'm not eating? So, I'm trying. I'm really trying. And if you're like me, if you have this kind of coping mechanism, have somebody to help you. Whether it's your mom or your dad or your brother or sister or your friends, have somebody, you don't have to let everybody know, but have somebody to remind you to eat, to help you get those meals that you need to do. Because when my mom lost my dad, she didn't eat hardly at all. She would forget about eating because she just didn't feel hungry. And she was so busy with things, she just didn't feel hungry and she forgot to eat. She lost a lot of weight because of it, but that was not healthy losing. No crying. Haven't really felt like crying. Very angry. I did have a dream in my nap today that was really weird. My husband came home a week into basic training. He was just here. And I asked him, is this a dream or are you really here? Like in my dream, like dream me thought that it was a dream. And he wouldn't answer me. He would just hug me. He barely talked the entire time. And I would try to ask him questions about boot camp, and I'd try to, communicate with him, and, he wouldn't respond. Like, he would talk to me, but very little. And if I asked anything about, is this a dream? Are you really here? He would just say, I need to go back soon. Like, I need to go back. This is only temporary type of thing. So it was really weird. And my mom was in my dream, and I asked her, do you see him? Is he really next to me? Because it was an awe. My husband is back. He shouldn't be back. It was a surprise. And she wouldn't respond to me either. Like, she would just kind of look at me and just smile and walk away. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what it was, but I felt good having him there. But it almost felt like every second there's an opportunity, there's a possibility that he was going to leave. So it wasn't like there's a set time that he was going to be here for 2 days or something. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, he's here now, but he could leave at any second. He needs to go back at any second. And he didn't know when, or he wasn't telling me when. So we just kind of sat in bed and just cuddled and talked. That's it. We couldn't go out and do anything because he had to be back soon. We couldn't take a nap because he had to be back soon. So we didn't know. I don't know. It was a very strange dream, and I don't understand it. But yeah. Oh, so many things are running through my head right now. I should not be up. I really should not be up, but that's all I can think about. And I would love if my husband can visit me again in my dreams, whether it's weird like that or not. Just seeing his face is so nice. No matter how angry I am, is so nice. You know what I am also angry about? Why is it that when you're married to somebody in the military, everybody always says, wow, I'm so proud of you, you're such a, you're so good to your spouse. Thank you for serving our country, you're amazing, that kind of thing. But then, when you mention anything about being sad or alone or mad, everybody's on your back. Everybody's on your case about it. You're not allowed to feel things because your husband or your wife is in the military. You shouldn't feel upset at all. You shouldn't be sad that your spouse has left you. Even if it is to serve your country, that's your spouse. For normal civilian life, that's fine. Of course, if your husband has to go away for 2 weeks for work and you're upset, oh, we understand, it's hard for you. But if you're in the military, if your husband or wife is in the military and they have to leave for months at a time, you should feel proud of them. You shouldn't be upset with them. You shouldn't be mad. That ticks me off. You know, like, that's unfair. A lot of the time we don't get to communicate. You know, like, I did not choose this. I didn't. My husband chose this. I chose to support my husband. This was not my choice. If your husband decides to go on the road randomly, like, tell you to pack all your things and we're going on a road trip for half a year, he didn't talk to you about this. I mean, he did a little bit, but you didn't know what to expect. You're like, oh, it's just going to be a road trip. No, it's actually so ever long, we're actually going to be doing all these things. We're going to be completely off the grid. You can't see your family. We can't go back. If your husband did that, and you love your husband, and he's going to go with or without you, you're going to support him, and you're going to want to be with him because you love him. The military is the same way. Yes, we discussed it. We've discussed this for quite a long time, and he's known for quite a long time that I don't like it. I don't approve of it. I didn't want this, which I'll tell you about in another video of our story, like how everything happened. But he knew that. But he also knew that I loved him with all my heart, and that I would support him no matter what. And I told him that I would support him no matter what. So he made this decision, and I'm making my decision to support him. I'm not making the decision to go move wherever they tell us to move, to not see my husband for months at a time, to not talk to my husband for months at a time. That's not my decision. My decision is to support my husband, just like anybody's decision would be to support his or her spouse. I have a right to be angry. I have a right to be sad. And that's just something that ticks me off so much, because they think that this was a group decision, and in a way it was. You know, like, he told me what he wanted to do with his life. I still got married to him. I still, was with him. However, the reason that I'm still with him and the reason that I support him is because I love him, number one. Number two, I'm married to him. And number three, I know that God will get me through it. That's it. That's it. Like, I love him after many prayers to not love him. I asked God to make me not love him. But I still do, with all my heart. So even though my husband decided to do this, I'm going to support him because I love him with all my heart, and he's worth all this pain. But I'm still going through pain. That's the thing. They don't understand it. Nobody understands it, Like, they say, you know what you're signed up for, type of thing. And that's a whole nother story. You never know until you're actually in it, first of all. It's like buying a car online, the new thing that's going on. Yeah, it looks great, the reviews are great, but until you're actually in it, you don't know how it drives. You already bought it. You may love it, or you may hate it. There may be that one spot in the chair that just keeps hitting your back weird, Anyway, I'll get more into that on my video about our story and how all this came about. That was a long update. I'm sorry. I ranted, but I needed to. So, hopefully tomorrow, I'm not in my anger phase. Oh, jeez. Alright.